Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to a pair of games here with some stuff in common. So firstly, they are both showcasing the Type-64. This is the Chinese Tier 6 Premium light tank. Secondly, they are both going to be giving you some ideas, hopefully, on different maps and different locations you can use to complete Light Tank Mission 15. That's getting the, well, in the first instance, that's getting the 4,000 spotting damage. No, sorry, correct myself. 4,000 assistance damage, remembering of course that you can get assistance damage by damaging tracks as well. But both of these games are going to be primarily spotting damage. They're also going to be showing you how your life can be made easier doing this if you are in a platoon. So this replay is courtesy of K Fuffle. He's in a platoon with his clanmate, who is driving the M12 Tier 7 artillery piece. The matchmaking is very nice indeed. I mean, this is a Tier 7 game, which is the best matchmaking that the Type-64 sees, and there's only 2 Tier 7s on each side, and one of them is K's platoon mate. So, that's nice. Now, just to point out the location he's actually using here, there's a variety of different positions you can use, all in this kind of area on this map. This is Redshire, of course. If you go up to the bushes up there on K's left-hand side, you get a slightly better view toward the 0 line, so you can often spot enemy heavy tanks as they're moving up into the 0 line. But from K's location, he can actually still observe some of the people over there. But if he moves up into that bush, you can get a better view into the 0 line. But the problem is, if you get spotted in that bush, it's a bit more of an effort to run away from it, and you can get caught out and die. If you decide to move into part of this bush line, then as long as you're careful where you position, you can still get some view range over toward the 0 line. Like you can see, K was able to see the looks and the T-67 over there. And you can light up the people at G5, and it's a little easier for you to run away. And you can see K's platoon mate there is whinging about the aim time on artillery. Yeah, it sucks. It really does. It is a bit of a nuisance. But there we go. Them's the breaks. And K is just sitting here. This is passive scouting. So K isn't using binocular telescopes. He might have optics. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's not using binos. And he also doesn't appear to have any consumables on this tank. I'm not sure if that's intentional. It's not what I would advise anyway. You know, having a repair kit in particular will save your bacon. And ditto, I would also say he's probably carrying a little bit too much HE ammunition. The Type-64 does not carry much ammunition, and 76mm HE rounds, they're not fantastic when you're in a tank that sees Tier 7 games at best. But there we go. Anyway, you'll notice K is resisting the urge to pull that trigger. He's been resisting the urge to pull that trigger all game, which is exactly the right thing to do. But he judges at the moment that he's done everything he's going to achieve from that location. He's not really going to be able to achieve anything more. Now, one thing you have to bear in mind if you're in a platoon with an artillery player is they can make your life a lot easier for picking up spotting damage, because you know, they can shoot the targets that you light up. But you have to bear in mind, K, careful, there's a guy shooting you to your left. There we go. Kill the MT-25. You do have to bear in mind that artillery is very unreliable. So even if you've got a platoon mate and he's doing everything he can in his artillery piece to support you, that does not necessarily mean that he's going to actually be able to do it. Now, alas, K moves forward a little bit here. Takes a shot from a PZ-SFL-4C. There's a looks. He's tracked, and this is where that repair kit would come in handy. And that PZ-SFL finishes him off, alas. Now, I would be tempted to advise K to hug that rock a little bit more. So he came up to a rock toward the end. There was a Churchill over to his right hand side. I'd have been tempted to hide behind the rock for a little bit longer, just to try and let the enemies forget that you're there. But anyway, nonetheless. As I'm showing this, you can probably judge that the amount of spotting that K did was fairly impressive. So, just looking over the shoulder of this Panzer 4C, I mean, there's only 4 of the enemy team remaining, and we know where at least 2 of them are. T-34's on the other flank. T-34's dead. PZSFL is over here. And the enemy also have an artillery, and there's an SU-100 somewhere. And you can see K's platoon mate is trying to communicate with his team, you know, just to let them know I'm aimed at G1 and I'm ready to fire. So if someone would kindly pop out and spot that fellow, I shall try and land a big fat love package onto his face. Speaking of that love package, K has been avenged. And there's just the SU-100 left now. He's over on the other side of the map. And he's now dead. Game over. So, if I were going to give any advice to K from that game, I would say reduce the amount of HE ammo you take. I'm not sure if I've got any HE ammo loaded on my Type-64, for example. And just be a little bit more cautious toward the end of the game, because you don't have much health to play with. So be very cautious about putting yourself in positions where people are going to be able to shoot you from unexpected angles, or multiple people are going to be able to shoot you. But nonetheless, a nicely played game. Good use of the bushline location. His initial location was very nice indeed. Have a look at the post-battle results, and then we'll jump into game number 2. Here is game number 2. As I said, again, this is, once more, the Type-64. Courtesy of me this time, I am platooned up with Craig in his GW Panther. Now, I was actually trying to do one of the light tank platoon missions, where you have to rack up so much spotting damage, you have to be platooned with an SPG, and the SPG has to do at least 1,000 damage, I think it was. So that was the mission that I was going for. We are on Sacred Valley here. It's an encounter game. Now, Sacred Valley isn't the sort of map that people generally think of when they think of good scouting maps with good spotting locations. But there is a position that you can use. There's probably more than one position, but there is a position that I'm going to use to try and spot people. Now, I have actually shown this position in previous replays, so it shouldn't come as a massive surprise. I'm going rear on, so that if I do get spotted, and I believe I do have 6th Sense on this crew, I'm hoping someone's going to shoot that Easy 8 and make him die. If I do get spotted, then I can make a swift and hasty retreat. I am not going to pull the trigger myself, because that guarantees I get spotted, and I get spotted anyway, so I run away. So it doesn't get off to a particularly good start, as that Easy 8 kind of messes up my plans. The other thing is, I don't have much fire support on this side of the map. However, I am of course platooned up with Craig, who is in his artillery piece, his GW Panther. So I do have, and there we go, the Easy 8 finally dies. So I do have a player who I can at least rely upon to try and put damage on the people that I spot. Now, of course, he's in artillery, so there's no guarantee he will actually be able to do that damage. Artillery is rather unreliable, but he will at least attempt to. So, WZ-131. And there's a KV-85, Type-58. And so I'm just sitting here, my binos are up, and there we go. Craig one-shots the WZ-131. So I'm pretty sure that's all my spotting damage, so there's 900 to kick proceedings off with. And there's an AMX-1375 over there, there's a 5100, there's a Jumbo. You know, there's loads of guys up here, and I'm just lighting them up. I'm hoping that someone's going to take pot shots at them, and indeed it appears that some people are taking pot shots at them. And hopefully Craig will be loaded some point soon, but well, they seems to be taking quite a lot of damage as it is anyway. Oh, Type-59. And I'm also keeping an eye on how close these guys get, because of course, if they get within 50 meters, they're going to automatically spot me. And this Type-59 is getting a little close for comfort. But I have not, as of yet, been spotted. Take the shot on that Type-58 and then pull back, because that Type-59 is going to spot me anyway in the not too distant future. So I decide to have the shot and hopefully get the kill, and indeed I do, before I run away. and it looks like I might soon get shots on the rear on the rear of that Type 59, which is good because I ain't penetrating his front with this gun. And oh, side shots. Oh no, he turns to the front. No, Awful Panther, no. Oh, I can't penetrate that angle. Our light tanks are giving him a good going over. Ah, no, he straightened his tank out to point the front at me, but hopefully this guy will die soon, and there we go, Ferdinand takes him out. Our Awful Panther takes a big old hit in the process though, and I get back into my bush to spot people. There's a VK over to the right hand side, and Craig's going, oh god, VK, kill it with fire. And I'm trying to get into a position from which I can do so. And of course, if I can keep my platoon mate alive, he can keep raining shots down and racking up assistance damage for me, which will be nice. Someone puts a shot into that VK, Craig lands a big old hit, I fluff that shot horribly, but eventually managed to pick up the kill. So that's my second damaging shot of the game and my second kill. We're winning this 10 kills to 8. And I'm going to return to my bush. And binos up. And there we go, 5100. And this is where I use binocular telescopes on a lot of tanks. They give you just such good view range. I mean, I don't think passive scouting is dead at all. I think it's a lot harder than it used to be, but I don't think it's dead. I'm taking the shot because this guy's 420 odd meters away. He's unlikely to spot me at this range. You know, I have a camo net, I have good camouflage. Sorry, this is a light tank, so it gets a good camo rating. And one more shot to finish this guy off, and there we go. Pick up the kill on the 5100. Right, well, this is 12-9. There's a Ferdinand over to the left, over up the top somewhere, sorry. Ooh, 5100 is not happy about artillery. Well, he can deal with it. And Craig's just giggling. There's a AMX AC-46 and an AMX 1375, both last spotted at the top of that hill. I would really quite like to find these guys. Oh, Ferdinand dies. There's just the two of them left, so screw it. Let's be a little bit more aggressive. Let's see if we can kill these French tanks. 1375. Yeah, of course we've been spotted. So I'm just trying to get under his gun. He has terrible gun depression, so trying to take advantage of that. And there we go. There was a shot from Craig. Me, 59-16. I mean, this game is not a foregone conclusion. It is possible for us to still lose this, although it is a little unlikely. And hello, Mr. 1375. Oh, that shot flubbed. There we go. Trying to take his track out. If he's just going to sit there, I'm just going to keep playing shots into him. And one more to pick up the kill. There's kill number 4. Hurrah! And that leaves the AMX AC-46. Craig puts another big hit into him, leaving him on 4 health. And this guy's totally screwed. Can we possibly pick up the kill? Can we do it? Come on! No, T-34 nails him instead. But there we go. We ended up with over 4,000 spotting damage. 4 kills. That was a good game. It was over 1,200 base experience for that game. So, hopefully that pair of games have given you firstly a little showing of the Type-64, a tank you don't always see that much, but is damn good fun, and a few more ideas on how you might complete Light Tank Mission 15 if you're still struggling with it, or indeed if you're struggling with Light Tank Mission 15 for the T-28 or the T-55A or any of the higher tier reward tanks. I hope you guys enjoyed those games. If you did, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.